Oh. Hey, welcome back. So yes, to answer the question, that is exactly what's happening.
Hey, well, I'm gonna have to give you props, dude. I do give you credit. You are the most targeted person I've seen. In that respect, I give you props. We might not agree on some things. You know, I agree on some, but I
Well,
appreciate the work that you put in. At least.
thank you very much. Thank you very much. I wish TikTok appreciated the fucking work. Well, I suppose in a way they do. Hey, Rev Check, how's it going? You see the crazy shit happening right now? So fun. See if we can get everybody back in here.
Every time.
Every time I have a hot button conversation, oh yeah, every time I have a hot button conversation about the facts of the situation, in regards to things that media is intentionally trying to suppress, yes, this happens every time.
I thought that noise was awards that people got.
No, nope. That is the sound of.
I hear it all the time. I can tell now.
Yeah,
that's funny. That's fucked up.
Yeah, it happens every time, every single time.
Wow.
Let's see. Hope everybody's able to find me again.
That's a bit interesting.
Well, algorithm. So ever since January, specifically the 20th, when we lost TikTok for a whole 18 hours. Ever since that point, we haven't been able to have conversations like we used to be able to have about many, many things, it's only gotten worse. So 18 hours is just long enough to introduce code or programs into a framework like TikTok, specifically the servers that hold TikTok, to implement new guidelines for artificial intelligence. And ever since that point, we've been losing our ability to talk about things. Matter of fact, it was so bad that on the 18th of February, my account got banned. Banned with no chance of appeal, right? And then a month later, they finally gave me a chance to appeal about Elon Musk and Donald Trump.
Wow.
Yeah. Cool thing about being in an agency is, yeah.
Okay.
Cool thing about being in an agency is, I can catch a permaban right now, and if I go and talk to my agency and let them know that it happened, I'll have my account back in 24 hours.
How very communist that is.
I love it.
Yeah, that's very communistic.
Ooh, Ghostly said they had an earthquake last night.
Where's that at?
Ghostly is in, I want to say Georgia. I might be wrong.
Oh, that's strange.
Florida.
Right now, they're getting concerned about the Pacific coast.
Mm-hmm.
The Cascade mountain range.
Yep.
From California all the way up. Yeah, they're getting real concerned about all those volcanoes going off.
Yeah, I mean, they've been talking about the Pacific Rim going off for a long time.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about specifically the last few weeks. There's more going on.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah, there's more going on right now.
So I've lived in the Pacific Northwest for a majority of my existence. Real close to Mount Rainier even. And she fluctuates. She goes through some pretty scary times. And from where?
Mount Lassen.
Nice.
Yeah. And I'm familiar with the whole. I'm familiar with the whole Western Seaboard, the rest of the United States. I've been a truck driver my whole life.
No.
Or not my whole life. 5 years, but done OTR that whole time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Ghostly. I know that you're below sea level. That's why it's horrifying that alligator Alcatraz exists at all. Mm-hmm.
Are you by the coast?
You talking to Ghostly or me?
Yeah.
I'm like 60 to 80 miles from the coastline right now.
Yeah, I was in Seaside for a while too. That's northernmost part of Oregon.
Yep, I know Seaside,
Oregon. It's right by.
Yeah, I'm in the general
doing all the school.
I'm in the general Salem / PDX area.
Okay. Yeah, they're putting the schools up higher on the hills and raising the tsunami line that they have painted across the neighborhoods in the street.
Oh, there was a section. There was a section of the 101 that fell into the ocean.
When was that?
A couple years ago.
Oh yeah. Okay. I thought you meant again. I was like, oh shit.
No. No, but there has been crazy wildfires that have been shutting down the 101 the last few years.
Yeah, the fucking. I don't know if you heard about it, but not Paradise, but the one after that in California.
Paradise.
Where the power.
Chico?
Not Paradise. But yeah, it was above Chico. It happened. It started right above Paradise. It was the year or two after Paradise.
Yeah.
That huge fucking fire. Yeah, that got my parents' house. They got my sister's house. I was staying at my mom's, but I had a house there. But I went on the road truck driving. So.
Okay.
But yeah, fucked up fire.
It's and
that Paradise fire. I was in Southern California and it was dumping. I was in SoCal and it was dumping ash all over our cars from that Paradise fire, and that's like fucking 500 miles south, probably.
Yeah, that Paradise fire actually sent enough embers into the air to start forest fires in Oregon.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. That's one of the reasons I stopped.
My
that's one of the reasons I stopped living in the southern part of Oregon. Because too many fucking wildfires all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for the share, Ghostly. I appreciate that. God, I wonder if everybody else is going to be able to find the live again.
Burning down, dude.
Well, we can stop that.
The whole world's burning down. Yeah.
We totally can.
Australia, the Brazilian rainforest, and then you had the Arctic Circle.
Oh yeah, no, we've
Arctic Circle's on fire.
We've gone past the tipping point. Like, we're going to have severe climate disaster. Period. But if we
enjoy the weather, dude.
If we take things back from the systems that be and give the land management capabilities back to the indigenous peoples of the areas, we can mitigate the damage. But if we don't mitigate the damage at the very fucking least, this planet is going to shrug us off so fast.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm science-based, so they've been telling us this. We had the Industrial Revolution, and we started burning fossil fuels. And the scientists then, in the 1870s, were releasing papers telling the whole world, if you continue to do this, you are going to tip the climate.
Yep.
It's because it is simple math. It's simple science, and every scientist agrees on it, except for the one or two that are being paid. Every scientist agrees. It's not up for
Yep.
It's not in question. It's not contested.
Yeah. That's why you'll find that most of my content, most of my videos, and most of my lives center around removing billionaires.
Yeah.
Because every single industry that is killing the planet and killing us as people is owned, operated, and ran by billionaires. And every single one of them is implicit in the global extinction event that's about to be happening. So, pick your favorite fucking dry rub and marinade. Go ahead.
You know, some things are brought to your attention, or you don't have time to really dissect something to get a stance. You know, I will say that I don't think that there should be billionaires. I agree with that.
Good.
When people talk about this, so I'm just saying. So there's a necessity of government because of city, because of people. Before, when there's 10 people, you didn't need to have a government, right? Mm-hmm. And the more people you get, the more need there is, right? So there's things that are necessary, right?
So there's need for government. So hold on, I want you to hear something really quick, okay? There's a difference between governance and government. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, I understand what you're saying.
While I agree that society needs governance, government is a terrible thing and always has been, because it allows for the tipping of the scales of power.
And so like I understand. I understand what you're saying. It's not something that I've thought about a whole lot, so I don't have like a whole lot a good argument to go against it. But what I will say is, just because something is right or wrong doesn't take away the necessity or the reason that it was produced.
So I know.
See what I'm saying? Like, yes,
I know that you like the. So I'm going to give it to you this way, right? The Constitution of the United States of America was directly adopted from the peace treaties of the indigenous peoples.
Because there are so many people that came, I'm looking at it from an evolutionary point of view, and like you're looking at it from a moral point of view, and I'm saying that evolutionary, that's where we went. I'm not saying you understand what I'm saying. I'm not trying to qualify or disqualify.
I do. My whole thing is we didn't have to go that way. We allowed it to go that way because we were offered pennies on a dollar in forms of ease and comfort, but only for a very specific group of people.
Well, I would say, I would say it was more that the reason that it evolved into that would be more because of tribalism, which was, that was a evolutionary thing to begin with. I'm just saying I don't think there was a lot of choice in the matter. Is kind of what I'm getting at. I don't think there's a lot of choice in it, but when I'm trying to get,
I feel really bad. I feel really bad for you that you have that thought in your head, because that means that they have that means that they have won.
All right, but what I was trying to lead all this to is talking about the billionaires, right?
Yeah.
And there was horrible people in our country back in the what do you call that? The golden age, or the Gilded Age? Excuse me, the Gilded Age families. Vanderbilts, Rockefellers, J.P. Morgan, et cetera, Carnegie, and those people were horrible. They did horrible things, but without them, the United States wouldn't be a superpower today. Like they made that possible. I'm not saying that that's good or that they were good people, but we would not be the superpower today if it wasn't for them. I'm not saying. You see what I'm saying? I'm just looking at things.
I see what you're saying. I will counter that with one statement and one statement only. It's not that America became a superpower, because if you take a few steps back and look at the entire puzzle picture, like, have you played Risk?
Yeah, I play Axis and Allies all day long, every day. I play Risk.
Okay, so you know the power of alliance.
Yeah.
Okay, so the United States isn't a superpower. We have actually never been a superpower. We're just really good at bread and circus, right? What makes the world think that we're a superpower is the fact that we are allied with other people who have the same ideals, government-wise. the UK and all these other places that we are allies
Part of
with.
it.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm still going to say it, TikTok. So you're just going to have to deal with it. What makes us a superpower is our alliances and their assistance to us when it comes to dominating impoverished nations. Because notice, every time we go to war, which we have done consistently since World War II, they have been they have been either impoverished nations or nations that were working towards a communist society, or impoverished nations that just quite recently came across a resource that was very beneficial, would have been very beneficial for them.
And that's okay. Like, I understand what you're saying, and when I think about it in the terms you put it to me, because I'm very, to me, that's like the game of Risk. If we don't go after that stuff, and the comment that I'm making is the United States and Russia could never have been allies, period. The reason that I'm saying that is it's because I know that, like you can shoot me down and say, well, the United States does. I understand all that, but it's the fact that it has to do with how they treat their people, and how they're saying just get all over its people and abuse them and enslave them. I understand what you're saying about the United States, but I'm just saying that these two things are in opposition to each other and hold each other accountable. But the United States, being a democracy, that is telling the Russians you are illegitimate. Like it illegitimizes their government. That's why the Cold War was a thing. Why they didn't let any information into their citizens is because they didn't want their government to be shown as illegitimate. They didn't want anybody seeing that democracy did work. So that's how I'm saying that. But now that system, if that was to have taken over the world, then we would be in the same shoes. There's a battle going on in the world over dominance. It's been capitalism and communism, reduction of all of Europe. You see what I'm saying? Like that's all. I'm not saying that you're right or wrong, or
no, you're correct. Right, no, the only reason why we got involved in World War II was, one, our global image was at risk, because all of the ideas that Germany had about how to treat their citizenry, or the people that they saw as undesirable, came from our treatment of Black, brown, and indigenous people. Who is this?
No, person? I understand that, but if we wouldn't have put a stop to that, then we would have lost our sovereignty also.
We didn't put a stop to it. The Russians did. We didn't win World War II.
We did too.
Russia won World War II.
We propped Russia up. We propped up Russia. We had a train of fucking shit going to them across the ocean. We were giving them food, we're giving them all types of shit, dude. We were the backbone of the Allies. Without us, they would not have won.
So we provided resources. It really doesn't like me having this conversation. So here's the thing. So when it comes down to the reality of the situation, I'm going to compare it to what's happening right now in the world. Okay, America isn't fighting a war with Gaza. It's not even. America isn't actively participating, but in the same way that we didn't win World War II, that's how we're not participating. Committing genocide. We are complicit because we are providing the resources. Russia won World War II, but we provided the resources.
Well,
you see what I mean? Well, yeah, the United Kingdom is also participating in delivering resources to Israel. It's the same exact thing. It's the tactic that is used constantly. It's how the quote unquote superpower nations keep their proverbial hands clean.
Yeah, you can have your view on what's saying. I don't see how it's possible to say Russia won. I'm saying that Russia, the United States, and America won. That's what I'm getting at. I don't think that one.
TikTok doesn't like me having this conversation. We hit the hardest twice, and that was in Japan. And we did it because they touched our boats.
And I don't have a problem with us using those weapons either.
Why? You don't have a problem with vaporizing a civilian population?
I think it saved a lot more lives.
It didn't, though.
I'm saying it. It ended the war with Japan.
We did it again.
Yeah, we did it twice.
We've done it twice. Yeah, we did it twice because they wouldn't surrender.
They were backing off from the first one.
No, they were not. They would not have given up, number one. And number two, as a matter of fact, when they did give up, there was a coup in the Japanese government, and the emperor had to go hide in a closet or a hidden room or something because they were out to get him because their military was not going to give up. That's another fact that little people know, not very many people know about. But the Japanese would have fought to the last person.
Yes, because they have pride.
Well,
but
that's why.
But the vaporizing of an entire civilian population?
It's necessary. It's a different war, dude. War's brutal.
Let me finish. War is never fought by the people deciding to go to war.
You know, maybe I don't know. Maybe the disconnect is I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. I don't have I have a larger vocabulary than most people, but you know, there's a lot of shit that I don't know, and I don't feel that I'm adequate at expressing myself. But I feel like this is touching on reality versus what's semantic. You know, I think that you're trying to be idealistic, but you're not taking in reality.
So the reality of the conversation is that the poor are, like Ghostly says, the poor are the ones who were sent to war, and the wealthy are the ones who direct the war.
Okay,
the people who decide. Hold on, let me finish. The people who decide to go to war and who direct the war, they talk to each other on the cell phone, or not cell phone, but on phone lines. Like World War I was different, but only barely because of communication abilities. But right now, the leaders of nations can contact each other directly and have conversations, and they do it constantly. And it doesn't necessarily matter what side anybody is on, because the fact of the matter is, you don't decide who goes to war. You don't decide whether or not we participate in a war. The people with the money decide that, and they never decide things for the benefit of their nation. They do decide for the benefit of themselves and their other wealthy friends. And the decision to vaporize an entire population was done to prove a point, and not to the leadership of that country, but to the world.
I can disagree on my own. I understand that's your thought. Not mine. So what's the difference between that and corporate bombing?
Nothing. It's terrible. They're both terrible and should never be done.
Okay, well, they were necessary.
No, they weren't.
Necessary. If we wouldn't have done that, we wouldn't have won. I don't understand the disconnect in that. That's what I was talking about ideal versus realistic. That's the part that I'm getting at. I think World War II is a just war.
So
I don't think we've been in very many of them, but I would say that was one of them.
So I'm always down for killing Nazis. Absolutely 100%. I am not. I am not. I am not down for the harming of civilian populations to make that happen.
Well, it was necessary then.
It wasn't.
To get
I'm not saying it was necessary. It's never.
I'm not in favor of America meddling.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Going after civilians is.
Then,
Wait,
you just said that you don't think they were targeting civilians.
They were going
when
after
they bombed the
production.
city.
The production was in the cities. They weren't just doing it just to get citizens. They weren't like saying how we get citizens. They were trying to get it industrial.
Are you
So
are you
people don't
hold on,
matter
guys, hold on.
Is making
Hold on.
choices. Like, what are you
Hold on,
trying
hold
to
on.
say?
This is where
Hold on. Everybody stop. Everybody stop. So I see what you're saying about how it was a target on the industries. Okay. Are you suggesting that we didn't have the necessary technology at the time to directly attack those industries?
The people were part of the production. Citizens were part of the production.
Okay, but if you take out the factories, there's nothing for them to produce.
You know how many people they would just have more factories. And as a matter of fact, United Kingdom took their factories and broke them down, and so that they could mix them in amongst all of the population, so that the industry couldn't get bombed. But like, do you know how many fighter planes the United States made, or bombers, or tanks?
Too many.
In World War II, 100,000 fighters.
Yeah, too many.
Or no, 100,000. Yeah, 100,000 fighters, 100,000 bombers, 89,000 tanks. That's just us. That's the scale of that. And that's why there's carpet bombing and nukes. That's the reason. It's the scale. When it scales up that much.
So check this out. The man had to make sure it worked.
I agree with them saying that, and I agree with you, and I agree with the point. I believe that that's true.
It wasn't necessary because we've always had ways of specifically targeting industry. Always. Even if it came down to just using pigeons to guide bombs.
So with
Fuck Toyota. Here you go. Here's a
with what you're saying, if you want to
fuck your cell phone.
Necessary. The reason I'm saying that is that if the other side was developing them, then you have to keep up with the technology and
Oh yeah, if you lie about them having shit, you need to have it. That's like the way you get things. Mom, he has a fucking Nerf gun. Why don't I have one?
The Germans were developing that weapon. Period. The Germans were developing that weapon, so we had to start developing it as well.
And so was Iran.
A long time. Allegedly.
Iran wasn't doing it back then.
Iran still wasn't doing
it.
I agree with you. I do not believe that they were.
No.
But I will say I believe that they fucked up when they did that to try to when they enriched the uranium just for leverage
So they
what the fuck are you talking about? There was no leverage. There was nobody saying that. Everyone just made that up. What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, then why would they?
No, you're not about to say some shit about my country. That's not true. That's fucking stupid.
Then why did they enrich the uranium?
You're not about to lie on my country like that.
They didn't do it for a bargaining tool, and they didn't do it for a weapon. Then why?
Uranium can only be used for one thing.
Then why? Because you don't use that for nuclear energy. There is no.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
For that enriched uranium, you can use some of it for a very little bit amount for education, for learning, for discovery. I can't think of the word because my brain's fucked up. I have problems.
Innovation.
But, technology. Yeah. I'm not attacking you. You could keep crashing out, but I'm trying to have.
You saying some fucked up shit, so yeah, I'm not gonna take that.
It shows more on you than me.
You're showing going bald.
Okay, come on.
It's ridiculous.
Okay, whatever. What the fuck am I supposed to say? Push some other on the goddamn text.
So, do you know anything about uranium, about nuclear energy? Do you know anything at all about it?
Do you?
I do know a little bit about it, yeah.
I feel like you got a Wikipedia tab open right now.
Okay.
So
okay.
I can pull up some information. Hold on a minute. All right, everybody, take a deep breath, everybody. I'm gonna pull some stuff up. Give me just a second. All right, let's see.
God forbid there's nuclear fission. I'll freak out.
Let's see. Da-da-da-da.
Yeah, fuck going to the hospital. They're probably making pew pew ba-boom booms.
Okay, so enriched uranium actually has a wide variety. Hold on. Enriched uranium has a very wide. Hold on. Let me finish.
Right.
Chill out. Just take some breaths. Has a very wide spectrum of uses. And enriched refers to uranium that has a higher concentration of the fissile isotope uranium-235, which is higher than natural uranium. Natural uranium has about 0.7 of uranium-235 in it. So here's a little breakdown of the uses based off of the enrichment level. Okay, low-grade enriched uranium. Okay, typically 3 to 5%, is used for fuel for nuclear reactors, especially light water reactors, which are the most common type. And it's widely used globally. Research reactors, like the Large Hadron Collider, varies from low to high enrichment, greater than 20%. Of course, there's nuclear weapons, which sits at 90 or more percent. Propulsion.
Why would they have that stuff? That's crazy.
Space travel.
Why would they have ammunition?
Space travel. Advanced energy reactors.
Ain't no Iranian going to space, I'll tell you that right now. That's not happening.
I was going to keep that to myself. I was going to say that, and I decided not to add fuel to the fire.
So
you don't want us to go to space?
The problem, guys, please quit bickering for a minute so I can get the things out. The problem with enriched uranium is vastly inflated, misconstrued because America prioritizes weapon over anything else. Because of its potential for weaponization. Hold on. Because of its potential for weaponization, enriched uranium is heavily regulated because we need to have the monopoly on whether or not it can be turned into a weapon. But that's not the only use for it. International agencies like the IAEA monitor the production, use, and storage to prevent the proliferation of weaponry. But the moment people start messing with the enrichment of uranium, the first thing America does is throw a hissy fit that they are enriching uranium for any use.
Yep. Why aren't they mad at Australia and Canada, though? They're doing that, too. Oh, wait.
Because they're our allies.
Right. Okay, so you're saying that white people who are settlers are allowed to enrich uranium and nobody asks any questions, but the second some Mesopotamian motherfuckers start doing it, it's a problem.
I don't think anybody else should get them, and I think that everybody should get rid of what they have.
100%.
My brother in jihad. I don't think it's acceptable to drop a piece of the sun on any country, and yet America made that possible.
I don't think that the answer lies in anybody else getting them. And if anybody wants to make the argument that Iran should have one, then let's give one to everybody. And I do not think that that's a good thing for humankind.
I think that
nothing.
I think that I think.
You know what? All you've done.
Hold on.
Hold on. All you've done is just talk shit, and that's it. You haven't added anything.
Yeah, I don't have anything to say to you. You've already made up your mind. You're fucking
at all.
I'm
trying to have an intellectual conversation. I'm sorry if you're not capable.
I'm sorry if you're scared. How about that? Because I can just fucking go back to my country and chill, I guess, and wait to be
Go fucking do it. Fuck yourself
blown
back
up
to
by
the way
fucking
there.
Israel, I guess.
All right, guys. All right. You're both pretty.
Crackers go to hell. And they burn in nuclear waste.
So enjoy the meantime, because we got the bigger dick and we're gonna be smacking you.
Enjoy having
Oh.
bitches.
So why do we gotta move things? Why we gotta make things genital?
Fucking dealing with it yourself.
Why we gotta make things
I have
genital?
nothing to say to this person.
Why we gotta make things genital? That's
Because this motherfucker acting like a dick.
Yeah,
like,
enjoy getting fucked.
I don't mind like back and forth bickering.
Patriotism.
You're gonna get fucking beat over the head with it.
Patriotism.
And fucking enjoy it.
All right.
Enjoy being scared of nuclear bombs.
Come back for conversation when we can talk about conversation without bringing genital stuff into it, please. I don't mind the bickering back and forth.
Racist and fucking transphobic.
Yeah, I don't mind the bickering back and forth. I don't mind the spats and stuff. Like, I don't mind, but like, let's try to keep the arguments from devolving to sex related shit. You know what I mean? Like that's too much. That's too much.
Some people need to be taken out back behind a barn, and they identify as Democrats. That is my final statement.
I mean, I think they identify as like all of the spectrum. I don't understand why people want to be either Democrat or Republican, knowing that they both are complicit in covering up the Epstein files.
Well, neurotypicals are not worth including in the movement. That is just how I feel. Because they're too gullible and they don't know how to fucking operate.
I can appreciate the standpoint, but I do think that everyone is important in the conversation. But I think that we need to emphasize giving people with a heightened sense of justice and pattern recognition the ability to make more decisions.
That motherfucker ain't ever gonna make a choice in his life that a woman didn't tell him to make. So there's that. Second of all, this is like telling a black person that was being argued with that it's justifiable for cops to kill them, that they should just shut the fuck up. You're not about to say some shit that ain't true and then act like I'm a bitch for telling you that that's some bullshit. That is objectively dumb.
Yeah, there are a lot of misconceptions when it comes to how things got to the way they are. But again, of revolving co-versatile. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know if you typed that out correctly. The reason why I dropped you down is because you moved to sexual attacks, and I'm inherently against that. I don't mind the conversation back and forth, or even the devolving of conversation back and forth, but like the moving it to a place of sexual attack is very uncool. You shouldn't sexually attack people in person. You shouldn't attack people sexually online. You shouldn't make sexual attacks on people.
He's a Biden voter, so why would he not be in favor of sexual attacks?
You got to remember that like most folks who like participate in the voting system think that they're making the best choice, but like, Can I pet that dog?
Oh, no, I can't believe I said it really loud.
Can I pet that dog?
Doing?
Not doing great.
Fucking God. Did anyone send shit?
No.
Did you make a GoFundMe? White people love GoFundMes.
I don't fucks with GoFundMes because I don't like contributing to genocide.
Oh, right. You don't want 60% of your GoFundMe to be taken out to kill children, right?
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan. Hey, Ghostly.
For your dog's life?
Hello, I'm so sorry. Dinner took a very long time.
That's cool. I ruined everything by getting in an argument with a racist.
I didn't fully hear what was mostly going on because it just became This
hold on.
okay.
Hold on.
It's so
Goblin. Let them state their point.
God. Okay, all right.
Yeah. Let's give people the space to
because we
express their
always
points.
see
First worlders are crazy. Go on.
Yes.
no. So the reason why I personally, because I'm anti-war and I see the detrimental and the things that has happened, and I'm not saying that it's okay for what the United States or whatever country decided to do with the nuclear weapons. I do not agree with it. It should never have been made. It's just an excuse to use chemical warfare because it's a loophole.
Only
They
for
can't
America.
use. Yes, America made that, and I agree. America,
We
we
just
made
chilling
that loophole.
researching shit, and they're like,
Yes, we made
you're a
that loophole
terrorist.
because we are known as the conquerors and destroyers. And I believe no one should have it because of how much detrimental effect has happened because
Nothing was
of the
happening.
item. I mean, well, we
We
have
weren't
seen.
doing it. We weren't making nothing to do anything to people. We're literally just trying to power cities that don't have power because solar panels are some bullshit.
Yeah,
Like,
and if it could have been regulated in that terms and not and just for that and not used for nuclear like weapon because even though it's used for one thing you can use it for another and it's not saying that your country or this that specific country will use it for that but there is other countries that will
why the
and
fuck
since
does the whole world have nations when we already figured out our own shit? Like, we already.
It's like going to a school that doesn't understand the paradox of tolerance, right? It allows the bully on the playground to be the bully on the playground, and that's the way the world is currently. Is that we're essentially a giant school that doesn't understand the paradox of tolerance, and we allow the bully to be a bully because we don't want the bully to focus on us, right? It's
Just
not
like
that
the Kurds did.
yeah, it's not like we have to follow the regulations of America and all that stuff, but it's what we're doing because we don't want America to focus on and I'm speaking on like a global level, right? Hey, don't block him. I have good conversations with that fucker.
Can't imagine you do.
I do. I really enjoy like taking the ideals that someone has about the situation, about certain situations, and just showing them that the reason why they think this way is inherently due to racism and fascism.
yeah and I'm going to apologize on the last person's behalf because it was very inappropriate how they started talking to you after they realized it
Yeah,
wasn't appropriate
Typical
at all.
AMAB shit, to be honest. No
it is.
defense.
It is. It is definitely a typical AMAB situation. But no, I like having conversations with him because I like being able to take the ideals that someone has that are inherently capitalistic and all this stuff because he does believe in capitalism. He believes in a thing called regulated capitalism, right? And well, you know where I stand with that. But not
Regularized capitalism.
regulated capitalism. Yeah. It's the same talking point that pretty much everybody who is subjected to capitalism and wants to benefit from it like uses. Capitalism would be great if we did things differently with the capitalism, but capitalism is inherently fucking exploitative.
I just didn't like how this motherfucker was provided with educational information and just like tripled down.
Well, a lot of people do that. I mean,
That's
especially when
pretty
you're
common, yeah.
brainwashed.
Get rid of them. They are obstacles in the way of people's liberation.
I mean, and also if you're
Bananas in the
taught,
chat.
I mean, if you're taught to believe something for a very long time and that's all you grew up around and you're not, and your family or your support team doesn't like teach you to like try to like view different things or like try to think for yourself or anything, then you're just automatically gonna have that brain set or that mindset for a very long time until something quote unquote radicalizes you or you just stay there.
Are you
So
saying I should have pity for neurotypicals? Because I'm not gonna do that.
I mean, I'm not saying you don't have to have pity for no
I'm not
one.
about to fucking give it. These people
No, no,
need
no,
an
no. I'm
inch.
not saying you had to pity them. I'm saying that people needs to be more open minded in a sense.
And one of the things that I like to do,
That's not on me.
one of the things I like to do with my show is provide a space where people can achieve an open mind. You know what I mean? 'Cause I get a lot of people who don't understand the concepts that we talk about here. And to me, they're really fucking simple. They're fucking simple ass concepts and not hard to understand.
Like, do you hate
But
what's going on around you or not?
yeah, exactly.
Are you
And like,
disgusted or not?
yeah, exactly. And like, to me, it's very simple, very, very simple, easy to understand, and should not really be too much of a problem to get someone else to understand, right? But they struggle. They struggle with it really hard. So I utilize the
As
platform to give
someone
people a
who's
space to like be able to learn about the thing, even if it means that they need to get fucking yelled at for half an hour. You know what I mean?
as someone whose racial identity is currently being
Oh
like
yeah. Yep.
punished right now, I can't with it. I really can't with the misinformation and the propaganda and the bullshit. So I'm sorry if I feel vitriolic,
No, you
hostile,
don't.
whatever, but like that's just how
No, that's
irradiant
totally
No,
motherfuckers
you got.
are. If you're
No, you got to
talking a
understand. I
bunch of
love your
shit,
hostility.
we're gonna tell you. You can't just say it's not true and act like it is because the TV told you to. I'm gonna tell you to your face, you're stupid, you're dumb, and you're fucking an idiot. Like, you're an imbecile. Like, I can't not say that. That's fucked.
No, I totally agree. I agree because at a point in time, it gets tiring, and it's to a point where you're just like, you know what? I don't care anymore.
It's
No, I
specific.
agree
It's
because you can't
specifically.
always
Bush
hold people's hands.
presidency,
It's
man.
specifically with white people who benefit from the system.
Barely
Yes.
benefit from the fucking system. People
I
living in
mean,
tin shacks off food stamps are like, why, where
Well,
my benefits go? I
it's
don't know. I
it's
just voted
it's
for the
still
guy who
it's
fucking
still
essayed
benefiting.
girls. I don't know.
It's still benefiting them more than literally anybody else.
quite literally.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they can't get deported. That's a good benefit of being here. Cool. Even though they might fuck up.
Yeah.
If you got a tan that week. I fucking hate this place. Sorry.
That's the thing. Like, so I intrinsically understand the rage and the fucking disappointment and the desire to make it all just kind of burn in a fire. But I also have an unending hope for humanity. I believe
No
in
hope.
I believe in basic human decency, and I believe that it is achievable for anybody. But whether or not they
As a
choose
Middle
to
Eastern
achieve it,
person, I do not believe in human decency. Sorry.
it is up to the
Nope.
person to determine whether or not they choose basic human decency, and not a lot of folks will. But I do believe that we are all
Oh, if only
capable
they
of it.
voted for that.
No, 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 no. It's not something you vote for.
If only
It's
they
something you
voted
choose
to
to
be
do.
decent human beings.
No, that's why that's why I don't believe in voting, because it takes away the personal responsibility to be decent.
Well, it's
Voting,
just
it
making
doesn't
sure
matter
whoever
which
believes
side.
in voting.
I mean, it doesn't matter which side you vote for. The inevitable is gonna happen. There's always gonna be some type of big like boom eventually. It just depending. One side prolongs it, and one side not prevents it, but like it's not as front as you can see because
You
both
want
sides
the
is
speed
politically.
run or the
Yeah, yeah.
sequence?
The speed run, or we're just gonna take our little time.
I'm gonna smile in
And
your
the
face and tell you a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, that's basically what both parties are. I mean, one is really good at bullshitting, and once they're in office, you can see it. The world collapse, and then another one is like, okay, we're gonna
Well, yeah.
bullshit a little bit, but we're gonna try to fix things to look like everything, but really we're just sneaking shit in the back.
Biden felt like a blink of an eye, and then everything was back to being hell. It's like when you're in a dream, kinda, you're falling asleep, and you like fall, and you're like,
Yeah.
But I know what was going on behind the scenes because I lived through 8 years of Obama. So why the fuck are you acting like I don't know what the fuck is going on? Like, that's my
Now,
dumb question.
I will say, however, Goblin, I am trying to have an episode about this whole Epstein situation, because I want to expose the fuckers that are taking advantage of children, and it was going well, but TikTok was doing its suppression thingy. that it likes to do. And everyone was witnessing it because when I brought up certain words, suddenly my connection is all fucky, or suddenly there's inactivity on my live. You know what I mean?
We had like 9 people in here, and now there's 2. Like,
Yeah, because I have like factual information about this